So, ladies and gentlemen, what the hell is happening? I'm gone for a couple days. I go on vacation, and everything is falling apart. So, I have many videos to do and catch up on, many things to talk about, many things that are pertinent and relevant. But I thought I would start with one that really just demonstrates a profound lack of leadership, a gross, bloated, bureaucratic system, and that is Twitch. You know, I've shit on Twitch before, but what they did to Tectone is downright evil. There's no other word for it. There's no justification for it. There's no way that you can excuse it. Tectone did a number of videos explaining the situation with his ban on Twitch, and they picked the absolute worst time to do it. Tectone really started multi-streaming and gaining traction with that and trying to win people over with that. And at that moment, Twitch decided, you know what, this would be the perfect opportunity to demonstrate that not only are we a company with no real leadership, no real judgment, no real standards, we'll ban somebody for calling somebody a whore when they've basically called them a rapist, accused them of all manner of impropriety, attacked their family. That's perfectly fine. But when he responds to something that they actually are, these two OnlyFans whores, talking about minks and denims, then it's a step too far. And you're going to ban him for 7 days. But then they told, oh man, we have to get into this because this story is just absolutely insane. But first and foremost, Twitch made another ban, other than Tectone, that really got people pissed at them. And that is their ban of Milky. Now, it was for a little over a day. But this ban in particular already just sort of disintegrated their bad reputation. Their reputation that was already garbage. Just that little bit more of degrading themselves and revealing that this is not a serious company for serious people to do business. So, without further ado, let's hop over to. By the way, yeah, she is unbanned. Still don't know why she was banned. It doesn't really matter. They'll just make something up. And so, let me just give you a brief backstory. Tectone was banned off of Twitch. They said initially that the ban was 7 days. The Twitch staff said it's because you called denims a whore and because you called minks a whore, which both of them are. It's just an observably, objectively true statement. But Tectone revealed that he had reached out and talked to Twitch and said, look, this is a really ridiculous situation. This is just going to look bad for you. And he was told, according to him, that they said, okay, we get it. We understand the situation. What do you want us to do? How can we make this up to you? And Tectone comes back and says, well, there are a couple things that I want you to do. He doesn't reveal what exactly that was, but I have a feeling it's, ban these people who are the cause of all these problems and don't just ban me. I have a feeling that was sort of thing. So Tectone asks, can I get unbanned? He's told yes. And then, after he's told yes, he puts a ban appeal through. And the ban appeal is approved. And you're thinking, oh, okay, he's back on Twitch. They apologized. They retracted. No. Tectone did a video explaining that they didn't unban him because his ban appeal was approved on Friday after they supposedly closed. Now, I know what you're saying. Wait, what do you mean closed? Like, we've seen people be banned on Sunday. Like, Hassan was banned on Sunday. Well, apparently the ban or unban team is not available to unban Tectone on the weekend. Now, this is all the more ridiculous when you understand that that's a whole load of shit that people have been banned and unbanned on the weekend, And even Asmongold himself has come out to say, yeah, I guarantee if I start watching Hitler videos on the weekend, I'm going to get banned immediately. So that's not true. It's something that people don't really even... Who are you expecting to believe that? And so without further ado, I want to play this clip of Tectone where he explains after he was promised to be unbanned and they lied to him and said that, well, we don't do bans over the weekend. You'll be unbanned on Monday. I want you to listen to this video from Tectone talking about what these people actually tried to do to him.
I just got a message from Twitch saying your appeal was accepted and you passed your quiz.
Hold on.
I just got a message from Twitch saying your appeal was accepted and you passed your quiz, so your 2-week ban has now been reduced by 7 days. It wasn't a 2-week ban.
It was a 7-day ban from
It was a one.
walking away.
It was a 1-week ban.
Why are they gaslighting you? Like, actually?
I shit you not.
Nah, that shit's personal.
It literally says right here, 7-day suspension.
And it has since before the appeal.
Yes.
Oh man.
Because we saw it on stream.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an unserious company that is run by some of the most incompetent, bloated freaks that I've ever seen. And what they did to him is downright evil. They are abusing him, mistreating him, lying to him, and not treating him like he's a partner that is generating them views and generating them money. This is all the more reason that people should abandon Twitch and go with Kick. Now, by abandon it, what do I mean? That you should completely and totally stop streaming on Twitch? No. No, if you can, you should stream on Twitch, but don't put any effort into what you're doing there because you're building on quicksand. They could decide to ban you for any reason. They could decide, hey, you know what? Whatever reason we want, we're just going to take it away. Now, on the other hand, Kick. Let me plug my Kick for a minute. I made this account 3 days ago, 4 days ago. It hasn't been very long. I have 6 times the followers right now on Kick than I ever did on Twitch. It's because Twitch doesn't give a shit. The VODs on Kick have just exponentially more views. For an account that I made days ago, where I don't know the CEO, we're not friends. I'm not buddy with the insiders who run all these websites. But do you know who is? Do you know who is in that position? Is Tectone and Asmongold, and they're doing phenomenally well. They're doing incredibly well. And so, my question to you is, what are you doing? Like, let's listen to this one more time so that we really understand the nefarious nature of this website called Twitch.
I just got a message from Twitch saying your appeal was accepted and you passed your quiz, so your 2-week ban has now been reduced by 7 days. It wasn't a 2-week ban.
It was a 7-day ban from
It was a
walking away.
It was a 1-week ban.
Why are they gaslighting you? Like, actually?
I shit you not.
Nah, that shit's personal.
It literally says right here, 7-day suspension.
And it has since before the appeal.
Yes.
Oh man.
Because we saw it on stream.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Can you believe that they would do that to him? A person who's a partner on their platform, somebody that's made them money, somebody that's generated traffic to their website. And that's how they treat him. That's what they do. And besides the fact, can we for a second just acknowledge that Hassan Piker engaged in an insurrection in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles 2025 insurrection, and he still isn't banned? Hassan Piker engaged in actual domestic terrorism, and he's still on the platform. But Tectone's banned. And you know what? If I were Tectone, when the time comes to get back on Twitch, I would go back on there and stream, but only because it's so simple. It's just a flip of a button under multi-streaming. But I wouldn't give that platform an inch of your time, your effort, your sweat. I wouldn't put anything into them. What I would do is I would put my energy, every waking moment would be trying to get people to do collabs that are exclusive to Kick. Meaning, certain content is only going to appear on Kick. I'm going to do certain streams that doesn't include Twitch. And slowly but surely phase them out. That's what I would do. I would try to get Tectone. This is free advice, unsolicited. If I were you, I would try to get your friends. I'd try to get Asmongold, try to get everyone that you can to go to Kick, multi-stream there, but then start doing content that's exclusive to Kick. Whether it's a podcast, like you could have a couple episodes of a podcast on Kick and Twitch, but you do a little bit more exclusive content on Kick. You know, every 4 podcasts that you do, the 5th one is exclusive to Kick, or 2 and the 3rd one is exclusive to Kick. You do something exclusive, and what that does is it breaks this monopoly that Twitch thinks that it has. Absolutely guts them. Now, let me look up a clip that I want to play in closing, because this was something special. The domestic terrorist in chief, the Pope of Hamas, which is Hassan Piker, he actually went on to start complaining and lamenting about Kick. Started, Kick is a platform that, is unsavory, and trying to generate this sort of bad will for, this sort of bad will for Kick. But Twitch doesn't ban terrorists. Twitch doesn't ban people who endorse Hamas, Hezbollah. A person who goes out in the middle of a massive insurrection, goes out in the middle of the street to pose and duckface with people, and then brag about how everyone really, really likes him who's there. The fact of the matter is that Hassan is allowed to exist on Twitch with impunity, and he degrades and desecrates that website. And I know what you're thinking. I understand. How do you desecrate something that's already a piece of shit? Well, Hassan finds a way. And so, this guy genuinely has zero accountability for the things that he said, zero accountability for the things that he's done. And trust me, we're going to go over that in another video. This is a video about Tectone and what Twitch is doing to him, but Man. Oh, and by the way, this is a bit of an aside. But while Twitch is shooting itself in the foot, YouTube has loosened restrictions on political content. The expanded exemptions could benefit political commentators whose lengthy videos blend news coverage with opinions and claims. Policy also helps the platform avoid attacks by politicians and activists, per the New York Times. So while other platforms are rethinking their image, trying to rebrand, trying to reform, trying to make themselves competitive in a marketplace that is increasingly demanding, there's a lot more people than there used to be making this sort of content. And not only that, but the companies want their business. And now we're in a place where, Hassan is like an anchor around your neck. Hassan is one of the most toxic, volatile people. And it's ridiculous. Here's a clip of Hassan just basically being a piece of garbage.
Person. There's no reason to relitigate this over and over again, but there's not a single person out there that actually despises everything I stand for that has consumed my content directly. They have consumed my content either indirectly with 17-second increments of clips, or they used to consume my content and they had a severe bout of anger when I said something that they disagreed with, that they internalized heavily, and they could not deal with that back and forth, and then that caused them tremendous resentment. What was once tremendous love and admiration turned into tremendous resentment and anger, and now they are super enemies. I also do think about this quite a bit from the perspective of, I try to convince my kid to watch it, but he says you're too old and bad at basketball. I said to him, wait, is that why you don't listen to me? He said yes. Thanks, Hassan. That's funny. I will also say this. Okay?
Am I dumb for thinking this is...
The sphere that we're in, I know several people who stopped watching it because of your take on raised cookies.
By the way, I just want to interrupt to point out the fact that most of the clips of Hassan are like 2 to 3 minutes, not 17 seconds. Most of the clips of Hassan are quite lengthy because he makes these monologues that are so absolutely demented and evil, and he just goes on and on and on. So this is a major it only takes 17 seconds. It's bullshit. From this narcissistic, duck-facing, insurrectionist, terrorist-supporting freak. Anyway, we don't have to watch the whole video. We watched a minute 30 of it. But what Twitch did to Tectone is despicable. What they don't do to Assan, which is to ban him, to get him out of their ecosystem, that also is evil. And the way that they treated Tectone, I think, is just indicative of a company that is not serious and doesn't know what's asked from the hole in the ground and doesn't really care about business. Now, if you want to support my channel, please consider going over to kick.com/Tactical Templar and become a follower. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. It supports the channel. It supports this platform, which is a competitor to Twitch. And that goes a long way to sending a message that you've had enough of Twitch's absolute bullshit. And that you've had enough of them banning VTubers for no good reason. Lucy Pyre got banned. Milky got banned. and Tectone gets banned, and then he gets told, hey, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna unban you. Great. And we're gonna go after the people that are also mostly entirely responsible for all these problems. Great. And then they lie to him, and then they try to bamboozle him and stuff like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, just more of the same from this company. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you supporting the channel. And yeah, Tectone, I don't know you, but damn, keep fighting, brother, because these people are the worst. Anyway, that'll do it.